So you probably know by now that Jalen Ramsey, the stud corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been very hard at work. And no, I'm not referencing practice and training camp and the preseason. He's been very hard at work, lashing out on Twitter at the team reporter who dares to report a fight going on at practice amongst Jaguars, getting himself suspended, then taken to GQ, and letting it flow, baby! Just absolutely letting it flow. Bashing Josh Allen, talking about he's garbage, talking about Big Ben. Now he's just throwing it to Antonio Brown a bunch, and that's who makes him, and all of this and all of that. And, of course, here comes the fuddy-duddy, no-fun-having sports media to sit there as they're starved for topics to talk about and talking points, coming and bashing Jalen Ramsey and talking about how he shouldn't be acting like this, he needs to control himself, he needs to get himself in line, and skip-de-skip and whoop-de-woo. And my simple response is this: Jalen Ramsey, keep talking. Help make the NFL interesting. Because God knows, there's so many of us as fans that complain about how much better the sports used to be 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago, because there weren't a lot of cases. And we talk about how kind of the machismo and manliness a little bit has been taken out of some of these sports, most specifically football, most specifically the NFL, talking about how it's hard to recognize sometimes between touch and flag football and the NFL we have today, which is a bit of an overstatement, but a lot of the physicality has been taken out of the game. A lot of what made football seems to have been taken out of the game. And that is somewhat accurate. But you just look at general, in this kind of watered down, kind of oversaturated society that we live in, it's very corporate in every sense of the word. And one of the things that we do with our sports figures is we try to make everybody the same as much as we possibly can, which is entirely crazy because everybody is a different person. Everybody should, in theory, be completely and totally unique in some way, shape, or form. And most certainly I know this, is that stars can make sports and make sports leagues. And personalities become big stars and can help take leagues to an entirely different level. But based off of the sports world we live in today, you're not allowed to have personality. You're not allowed to be a real character. It's crapped on, it's frowned upon, and otherwise discouraged. And I just don't get it. Why? Like in baseball, if you hit a big 3-run homer to win the game and then you flip the bat and you pose, next time you come around, they try to beam you. Hey, newsflash, ding-dong, dumb dicks, if you don't like him posing, then strike the motherfucker out. We need some of that sizzle. We need some of that sauce in baseball and in sports in general. You go back and look 20, 25, 30 years ago, and you see the trash talking that Larry Bird did, or Reggie Miller did, or when Sean Kemp, the Rain Man, would dunk supreme on somebody, or Shaq would trash talk, or for God's sakes, Michael Jordan would talk. Is he big enough for you? If they tried to do any of that crap now, Mutombo freaking blocking the shot and waving his finger at somebody. Those are technicals now. Those are frowned upon. These things that help players stand out. These things that felt very real to people, like if you went to the playground or you went to the YMCA or your local school or any damn place else, your freaking driveway, the cul-de-sac, your mom, wherever you play basketball, that's exactly the type of stuff you would do. Your friend misses a big shot, you're going to do this like Reggie Miller would. You're going to sit there and dominate on somebody. You're going to talk shit like Michael Jordan did. You block a shot. You're going to want to wave your finger like Mutombo did. And that's been taken away from us in basketball. And in football, when he came up like in the 90s, you had Brett Favre was one type of personality for one type of person. Then on the flip side, you had Deion Sanders. But there was personality there regardless. And a little bit before that, you had Bo Jackson, who was a personality in an entirely different way. You look at golf. He wasn't always the nicest guy, for sure, but Tiger Woods had a force and a power of personality, and at the time, the PGA didn't shy away from that. They embraced it, and that's why he became such a big damn star around the world, to the point where the PGA still has a Tiger problem to this day in that when he is relevant, the league is relevant, and when he's not, they're not. Plain and simple. Here's Jalen Ramsey trying to be a personality. It's like with Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, whatever the hell you want to call them. These guys brought life to the league. They brought life to the game. They brought spunk to it. They brought something to talk about. They brought some damn fun. You wonder why we talk about the NFL being the no-fun league. It's because of crap like this. Jalen Ramsey's going after a reporter. Who gives a crap? Oh, we shouldn't make enemies with the local beat. Who cares? Be whatever the hell you want to be. He wants to sit there and trash on quarterbacks. Good, I say. It's bulletin board material for everybody, and it's something for us to talk about in the weeks leading up to these games when he's playing these different individuals. We should not frown upon this. We should not blast Jalen Ramsey for this. We should, for God's sakes, be thankful for this and encourage it and desire more of it. If we're going to lose the physicality and we're going to lose the toughness in our sports, can we at least maintain some of the personality, the flair, and the charisma and not try to over-legislate that and try to rob us of any remaining fun that we get out of our freaking North American sports? Think about this. If you dunk in somebody's face, you like teabag them with your nuts and hang on the rim. It's a fucking technical. My ass, it shouldn't be a technical. It should be you don't want them dunking all up in your shit. Then either draw a charge, foul his ass, or don't let him dunk on you. It's that simple. And it's just so amazing to me that so many people want to take the fun, the flair, the personality of sports, even if you don't like it, even if you don't agree with it, even if you sit there and have it upset you fundamental being. It's good. We need both people to love and people to hate. And when you've got those dynamics, it's when sports can really, truly be special. Jalen Ramsey is a special player. I would love to see a few more special personalities in the game of football. If you're going to take away all the other fun crap, then at least leave me that.